Happy Full Body Friday. I've got a good one for you today. So as we are getting going, I'm going to explain the first two movements. You guys are going to get started with some fast feet here. I know fast feet are not my favorite either, but it gets our heart rate up. It's getting us ready for this Full Body Friday. First movement we've got is some kettlebell or dumbbell swings. I personally don't have a kettlebell. If you do, you can use one. If not, let's use a dumbbell to do that same motion. You're going to grab a heavier dumbbell here. We're just going to use one. If you are using a dumbbell, we're going to hold it like this, right around the base. And for a swing, guys, the most important thing about a kettlebell or a dumbbell swing is that it's not a squat. It's actually a hip hinge. So I'm hinging. I'm here, coming out. You'll see what I'm not doing is this. I'm just bending here. All right, you can stop those fast feet now. Hip hinge here. We've got kettlebell swings as our first movement. Our second movement, which I'll explain how this works in terms of 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off in just a second. We've got a renegade row into a squat. Renegade row, I've got two a little bit lighter dumbbells down. I'm in a high plank on them. For renegade row, into my back pocket, into my back pocket. One on each side. Then I'm either going to kick my feet up or walk them up, stand up, and back down. Okay? So, we are getting going with kettlebell swings in 10 seconds. I'll explain how the workout works during the first round. All you need to know right now, you're going to do these for 40 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Remember, hip hinge. I'm not squatting. I'm hinging, I'm squeezing those glutes at the top. My core is nice and tight. My head is looking in a neutral spot this entire time. So the way that these workouts work, if this is your first one, you're gonna work hard for 40 seconds. Then, when I say rest, you're gonna get a 20-second rest before we transition into that second movement. It's called the superset. We're doing 2 moves back and forth. We've got 3 total rounds, 2, 1, rest. So take your 20 seconds. We've got 3 total rounds of this superset. Then you guys get a little break. Then we do a second superset. So in 10 seconds here, we're gonna go into those renegade rows into the squat. So get ready with your 2 lighter dumbbells out. And 3, 2, 1, let's go. Reminder for this, we're in a high plank. Pull that back like a row, like you're putting it in your back pocket. It's a row, row. Get your feet up, stand up. Take them back, row, row. Now if you can't pop your feet up, you can also just walk them up. That's fine too. Whatever feels good for you today, so that you know you're pushing yourself and you leave this workout feeling accomplished. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, so that was 1 round, the first superset. We've got 3 total rounds here. Then you'll get a true break. Your heart should be pumping, you should be feeling good. And it's gonna be a good one. So, back to those kettlebell swings in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Heavier dumbbell here. And again, it's a hip hinge, not a squat. My back is staying nice and flat. My knees are staying slightly bent. And that kettlebell or dumbbell is coming out straight in front of me. You should feel this in your glutes, in your hamstrings. Here we go, 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. If you're feeling that in your back, it's probably because your core is not doing enough work. Remember, keep that core tight to protect your lower back. Go back to renegade rows to squats. In 3 seconds. 2, 1, let's go. With those rows, try not to let your body rock. You want to try and stay as steady as possible. Work on that core strength. Do these as slow as you need. Form always trumps speed. Always, always, always. Form always trumps weight. I'd rather you have perfect form with a lighter weight than try and push yourself with a heavier weight and have improper form and hurt yourself. Rest. Always, always, always. We've got one more round here. In 10 seconds, you're going back to kettlebell swings. Whew. It's Friday, we're feeling good. It's almost the weekend, it's almost Christmas. I've got Christmas shopping to do, here we go. 1. I'm so proud of you guys though. I feel like everyone that I've talked to this week about Christmas shopping, you guys are all done. And I'm like, thank God for Amazon, man. Because I'm behind. And if I just reminded you that you still have to do Christmas shopping, you're welcome. Here we go, keep working. Remember, if you catch yourself squatting, fix yourself. It's a hip hinge. 3, 2, 1, rest. Last round here of our renegade row to our squat. And then what happens after this, because it's the last round of the first superset, is, here we go, get ready. 3, 2, 1. So what happens after these 40 seconds is before you get your rest, we have 40 seconds of fast feet. It's a little cardio, burnout. It's gonna feel good. It's gonna get our heart rate up, and it's gonna make that sip of water taste really good. As you're coming up on the squat with these, make sure you drive through your feet so you aren't putting too much pressure, again, on your lower back. You wanna get here, drive through those feet, keep your spine nice and straight. 2, 1. All right, fast feet, fast feet, fast feet. You got 40 seconds here. If fast feet are not feeling good today, let's do some toe taps. Point is that you keep moving right now. After this, 15 more seconds. You guys are gonna get some water. I'm gonna explain the next 2 movements. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a rest. Grab some water. We've got 2 more movements to do. All right, full body Friday. Woo! I have a love-hate relationship with this next movement, so I'm sorry in advance, but I promise it's a good one, and it's definitely one that has helped to transform my body composition. And that's because it kind of has a burpee in it, but it's called the devil's press. A devil's press is essentially a burpee, but there's a dumbbell included in it. So start out with a light one if this is a brand new movement to you, just so you can learn the movement. But basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have 1 dumbbell down, and it's gonna alternate each time. So you're gonna do the same movement, just like a burpee, which you can either walk out or jump out. If you can go all the way down to the floor, awesome. Now the difference here is when we pop up, what we actually do is we take this dumbbell, we swing it into an overhead press, and then we switch that each time we go. So again, when you pull that dumbbell off the ground, it's like a snatch. We're here, and we press that overhead. Use a lightweight for your first round if this is a brand new movement. The second movement here is a bird dog. Now, it's a bird dog with twist, because if you can make it a little bit more challenging, I'm gonna challenge you. Bird dog is a core movement where I'm down in this tabletop position. A typical bird dog, it's opposite leg and opposite arm kicks out at the same time. We're gonna do 20 seconds on one side with this crunch for the extra challenge. We're gonna switch and do 20 seconds on the other side. Okay? Grab the last sip of water. We are starting out with our devil's presses in 10 10 seconds. So again, if you need to, this is brand new, let's use a lighter weight. If you've got this, challenge yourself. 2, 1, let's go. So we're here. Remember, it's like our snatch. Come up. We're gonna alternate each time. If you need to drop the weight on the ground to alternate, that's okay too. Again, as you get more comfortable with them, you kind of learn this little handoff motion, but it comes with time. Good work, good work. As you're doing this, remember, drive through your feet, pull up, and punch up in the air. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right. Now you've got 10 more seconds to rest, and we've got 40 seconds of bird dogs. Remember, we're all gonna start out with right hand extended, left leg extended. We're doing that crunch. Halfway mark, we'll switch. 1, let's go. So we're here, and then we're crunching in. This is a balance movement. I know it requires a lot, but this is one of the best things that you can do for your deep core muscles. 2, 1, let's switch. So left hand extends, right leg extends. Here we go. 2, 1, rest. So I know that move is a little bit lower intensity, but when you pair that with something like the devil's press, whew, you should be tired by the end of this. So we got 8 more seconds. We're going back to those devil's presses. Get your dumbbell ready. In 2, 1, let's go. Remember, if that first round, you learned the form, maybe it's time to increase those weights a little bit. Let's drive through those feet. Snatching up. Maybe this whole video, you need to keep the weight light because this movement is brand new to you. That's okay. As long as you leave this feeling like you pushed yourself to the max, that matters more. 2, 1, rest. Whew. Few seconds, back to those bird dogs. I know my heart rate's going crazy right now. All right, down on all fours, in 3, 2, 1, right hand out, left leg out. Let's go. Now, one thing to be mindful of here, if we start to get tired, that hand might start to slip out. Make sure your wrist is stacked under your shoulder. Your knee that's down on the ground is stacked under your hip. And we're keeping that nice flat back. Switch sides, left hand, right leg. We're coming to that crunch motion in the middle. If the crunch is too much, just do a little baby crunch. That's okay too. 2, 1, rest. Remember, those core muscles are important to work, not just for visible abs. They're gonna make you stronger at every single movement that you do. Movements like devil's presses, but also movements like picking your kid off the ground or taking out the garbage, whatever you need to do, having a strong core is key. Here we go, last round of devil's presses. 1, let's go. Remember, drive through those feet, and as you're doing that snatch motion, this dumbbell stays close to my body. Good work, good work. There's also a variation of these that you can do with 2 dumbbells. Personally, I like the single ones better. You could also do it with 2 lighter dumbbells. Well, I can't do it with you there, Zoe. Thank you. Are you concerned for me? 1, rest. All right, so last round of bird dogs, then going right into cardio burst with some fast feet. And you guys are done. Your Friday is off to a good start. Here we go. Bird dogs in 2, 1. Right hand, left leg. Let's go. Remember, knee on the ground is stacked under your hip. Wrist on the ground is stacked under your shoulder. You're looking straight down at the ground here. And 2, 1, switch. Left hand, right leg. Try and think about your hips not swaying here. Staying as stable as possible. 2, 1. Remember, going into fast feet. 40 seconds. You got this. Then it's Friday. You can get going with your day. And maybe you'll learn a new movement today. I know for me, devil's presses were new to me a few years ago. And it feels cool when you learn a new movement. These are always things that you can take with you when you go to the gym. This workout, for example, all you need is a set of dumbbells. Most of these workouts, all you need is a set of dumbbells and your body and a good attitude to get it done. Here we go, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, way to push yourself, and I'm super proud of you.